Hello students, welcome to your business studies class. So today's topic is the second element of directing, that is leadership. So today we will be discussing about the meaning of leadership, features of leadership and the various styles of leadership. Now, what is leadership? Now, leadership can be defined as the process of influencing the behavior of people by making them strive voluntarily towards the achievement of organizational goals. So, you must have seen there are various leaders. Now, you also have certain leaders or your idols, those who influence your behavior, and you voluntarily walk on their footpaths, or you want to do whatever they are doing. So leadership means that process which influence the behavior of others, and how voluntarily the people are doing voluntarily and nobody is forcing them to do anything. Then leadership indicates the ability of an individual to maintain good interpersonal relation with followers and motivate them to contribute for achieving organizational goals. The term leader emerges from leadership. So an individual possessing attributes of leadership is known as a leader. Now let's discuss few features or characteristics of leaders or leadership. Now, leadership indicates an ability of an individual to influence others, that how they influence others' behaviors. It tries to bring change in the behavior of others. Now, leadership indicates interpersonal relation between the leaders and the follower. How good there is an interpersonal relation between the leaders and the followers. Leadership is exercised to achieve common goals of the organization, and it is a continuous process. Now let's discuss the styles, various styles of leadership. Now leadership styles refers to a leader's behavior. Behavior pattern which the leader reflects in his role as a leader is often described as a style of leadership. Mahatma Gandhi, Ratan Tata, Anil Ambani, Bill Gates, Narendra Modi, Narayan Murthy, etc. are the few names among various leaders who have led people in their own styles. A leadership depends on the following factors. So let's see what are those factors. The leader's philosophy, personality, experience and value system, the type of followers they have, the atmosphere prevailing in the organization, use of authority by the leader. So the most popular classification of leadership style is based on the use of authority, that how they are using their authority. So depending on the use of authority, leadership styles can be classified into three broad categories, that is autocratic or directive leadership, that is boss centered, democratic or participative leadership, that is also known as your group centered, laissez-faire or free reign, that is also known as your subordinate centered. So let's discuss these styles of leadership one by one in detail. Now, the first type of leadership is the autocratic or directive, or we can also say boss centered leadership. Now, autocratic style of leadership is one in which a leader gives order and the subordinates are expected to follow them unquestioned. That means they're not expected or they're not allowed to ask any questions. So in this, a leader gives order and expects his subordinate to obey those orders. So if a manager is following this type, then communication is only one way, with the subordinates only acting according to the command given by the manager, as they are not allowed to give any suggestions. This leader is also known as a dogmatic, that is, he does not want to change or wish to be contradicted. Autocratic leaders exercise complete control over the subordinates. They don't entertain any kind of suggestions or initiative from the subordinates. This leadership style is effective in getting productivity in many situations, like in a factory where the supervisor is responsible for production on time and has to ensure labor productivity. Quick decision making is also facilitated. Why? Because he is not answerable to anyone. He is not inviting any decisions from anyone. So therefore, quick decisions he can make. Let's take an example. Let's say Mr. Ulhas, CEO of I Create India, distributes the work for the month. Now he delegates the work to his staff, Miss Ranju, Miss Anjana, Miss Geeta and Mr. Dinesh as per his discretion. Now Mr. Ulhas here is behaving as an autocratic leader, as you can see here in the diagram also. Now X here is the leader and A, B, C, D are the subordinates. So this is known as your boss centered leadership. Next style of leadership is democratic or participative style of leadership, also known as group centered. Now let's see that why it is called as a group centered leadership. Now democratic style of leadership is one in which a leader develops action plan and makes decision in consultation with his subordinates. So it is a style of mutual benefit. It allows subordinates to become part of the team and helps leaders or seniors to make better decisions. Now here the superior will encourage them to participate in decision making. He provides freedom of thinking and expressions. The leader follows the majority opinion. He provides freedom of thinking. He listens to the suggestion, grievances and opinions of the employees. Now, this kind of leadership style is more common nowadays since leaders also recognize that people perform best if they have set their own objectives. So, they also need to respect the other's opinion and support subordinates. Now, let's continue that previous example in which we had discussed that Mr. Olhas has given the work according to his own discretion. Now, after giving the work, Mr. Ulhas has realized that due to the absence of Ms. Geeta, the work will not get over as scheduled. So he discussed with his staff members to meet the deadline. Everybody decided to do overtime and plan to stay back accordingly. So here Mr. Ulhas is behaving as a democratic leader. So as you can see in the diagram also that L, that is the leader, is in the center and he is consulting all the other followers or the subordinates. So that is why that means in democratic or participative leadership, whatever the leader is doing is in the mutual consent or majority opinion of the subordinates. Next style of leadership is laissez-faire or free rein, that is subordinate centered. Let's see how it is a subordinate centered style of leadership. Now laissez-faire, in which laissez means to let or allow and faire means to do. So such a leader does not believe in the use of power unless it is absolutely essential. This is also known as, that means that no interference in the affairs of other. That means the leaders are not interfering unless and until it is not essential. So a free rein leader or a laissez-faire leader gives complete freedom to the subordinates. Such a leader avoids use of power. He depends largely upon the group to establish its own goals and work out its own problems. So group members work themselves as per their own choice and competencies. The leader exists as a contract man or as a contact man with the outsiders to bring information and the resources the group requires for accomplishing the job. Now, the followers here are given a high degree of independence to formulate their own objectives and ways to achieve them. So, the group members work on their own task, resolving issues themselves. The manager is there only to support them and to supply them the required information to complete the task assigned. At the same time, the subordinate assumes responsibility for the work to be performed. Why? Because they're doing everything on their own. They're taking the responsibilities on their own. So a leader, therefore, and as you can see in this diagram also, that A is the leader and the B, C, D, E are the subordinates. So A is there only who uses his power only when it is required, and the subordinates are contacting each other, they are coordinating with each other without coordinating or without any uh, connection with the superior. So let's continue that example only. Now Mr. Ulhas wants to give a party to all the staff members for timely completion of tasks. So Mr. Ulhas asked the other members of the staff to fix menu and venue for the party. So he is behaving as a free rein leader. Now leadership is situational. A leader may use all styles over a period of time, as we have seen in the various examples that we have taken up. So but one style tends to predominate as his normal way of using power. He may use different styles of leadership, but there will be one way which is predominant, so that which we can see in his normal day-to-day routine. So that is his style of leadership. So to sum up, we have done today the second element of directing, that is leadership, in which we had discussed the meaning of leadership, features of leadership, various styles of leadership, that is autocratic or boss centered, democratic, participative or group centered, laissez-faire or free rein, that is subordinate centered. I hope you understood the topic. Thank you so much.